Cut this. There's going to be people saying,
Let's restart. Okay, let's restart. Hello, who are you?
Hello, I'm the Wicked Witch of West.
Oh, no, don't
West,
restart this.
of the East. Of the South.
Okay, good. Well, I was looking for wooden potatoes. Do you know where I might find them? It's been a long time since I've seen him in person, and all I see is this. Is this him?
I got no idea. Oh, hold on. Wait, it's all a surprise.
Oh,
it's actually me.
Oh, I actually don't know who this is either.
I look terrible. What is this outfit? Oh, God.
Does it change your face as well, or is that your actual face?
It's my actual face. I look like Saito. Wait, what's that guy in Lost called? In the temple in season 6. Anyway, yeah, hello, Boots. What have you got for us today, this fine Halloween?
I have two, count them, two Boots bad builds for you. And I don't know if I'm going to separate them into 2 videos or not. I'm going to try to put them in one. It depends how long this ends up being.
Ooh, a bonanza. Double length.
Yeah, the reason why I'm doing 2 instead of 1 is because one of them, I think, brings something negative to the game. And so I had to counteract it. Ooh, my goodness. Had to counteract it with something that is just pure positivity, brings something positive to the game.
Right, okay. Now, I noticed that we're in World vs. World.
Yes.
Okay, and can I just say, we've done many episodes of this series, and I seem to remember episodes where you're like one-shotting people from stealth, and there was no such disclaimer about it being unhealthy for the game in those videos.
Yeah, I was just excited that time.
Okay, so
I've grown as a person, yeah.
Okay. All right. I was going to say, I mean, is this an escalation on that build or what?
No, but it is annoying in a different way. So, okay.
Do you know what I found annoying? I found annoying being in stealth and playing music constantly when I don't want to hear music.
You found that annoying?
Is this worse than that?
This is, yeah, I would say so. Okay, so I feel like, yeah, it does seem like every time I have a really annoying, mean build, it ends up being on Thief. I wonder why that is. It's very strange.
Initiative is bad, I guess.
Yeah. I'll tell you this. Previously, I did a similar build to this one, but not as annoying. And then also I did a different... You remember that Deadeye build where I spam 2 with a rifle and just they're constantly immobilized?
Immobed and poisoned. Yeah, I remember. Poisoned.
Yeah. So, and the issue with that build was it's not fun for the person getting attacked because either they have Condi Cleanse and can deal with it or they're just dead. But it especially isn't fun for me playing the build. It was
just pressing 2.
I'm just pressing 2 and standing still. It was nobody liked that build. So this build, the way I came about it, so basically why I have 2 new Boots Bad builds is because I finally made the legendary spear and started looking at spears and builds. And these are literally
not using that skin.
Yeah. Because I don't know, I like this. This looks cool. And also I feel like people in World vs. World need to have like advanced warning that I'm coming. So,
right.
So I just made myself like, one of those toxic, the poisonous tree frogs or something that are very like shiny. So that,
I was wondering why you picked yellow. It's like a high vis thing, I guess, right?
Yeah, yeah. Also, it matches the spear. But anyway, I got the spear. First thing I looked at was Thief. And I also happened to, at the same time, because I was, playing the game a lot more these days, I also got all of the new relics from Janthier Wilds, which I didn't have because they didn't automatically get added to the legendary relic. You have to unlock them. So I got all of them, and it all came together pretty quickly. A build.
Okay, so it's based on a Janthier relic.
With a
thief on a spear.
With a thief on a spear. Now, what do you know about Thief Spear?
I know that it's funny. If we had recorded this like 2-3 months ago, I wouldn't have been able to tell you anything. But I was playing with it a reasonable amount recently, and I actually really like it. It's very reminiscent of Assassin from Guild Wars 1. Like, it's straight up got some of those attack chains. My favourite ability from Guild Wars 1, Assassin ability, is Falling Spider, and it's on this kit.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, like you basically can trigger a little combo, either a physical or a condy one, and then you can finish it off with like a stealth attack, like an ambush attack, or you can finish it off with a distracting throw for like a damage buff, and you kind of, you juggle your way through the chains. I like the design. I find it very hard to play though.
Yeah, because it's pretty complicated, right? You have a bunch of skills that are either lead attacks or follow-ups or finishers, and you have to weave them in and out to make sure you get exactly the combos you want.
Yeah, if you sometimes skip ahead as well. If you finished a previous combo, then you don't get the lead attack and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was thinking of maybe like really thinking about doing all of that and like really analyzing which ones are the best combos to do, et cetera, and seeing how that works. And then I decided, after I was going through all of the tooltips, I got to the fourth one, and then I decided I don't think I need any of those other attacks.
Right.
I think all you need is distracting throw. It's the best attack in the game, and it's got to get nerfed, I think.
What? What are you talking about? Okay, throw a spear. It has a daze. Now that is a 1 second daze, not quarter of a second.
Not a quarter of a second. It's a 1 second daze.
But then it's just some soft CC,
Yeah.
and mediocre damage.
Yeah, but look at that initiative cost.
Okay, so it's cheap. It's 3 initiative.
It's 3
so we can
initiative.
Spam it?
It's the lowest, days initiative cost thing that's spammable in the game.
Because of course no cooldown.
No cooldown. You have we used to have the pistol 4. That's 4 initiative, and that's only a quarter of a second. This one, it has the caveat of it only acts as a daze when when they're affected by movement impairment conditions and stuff like that. But cripple is on it already, and it just gives 4 seconds of cripple no matter what. Yeah, and vulnerability. So it is, I think, a little too strong, and it is exemplified by this build, because all this build does is lead into this so much that you basically, if you're playing it right, you have infinite distracting throws.
Wow. Okay. So you've got some kind of initiative to regain somewhere.
Yeah. So you want to get into it?
So yeah, we want to get into it. Well, hold on. Do you want to? I kind of want you to demonstrate this on me. Can we go to the arena and me experience the pain?
Okay. All right. Let's go.
This
will cut out if I fail.
All right. Well, no, I won't fight back. I just want to see what it's like to be dazed constantly.
That's the thing, though. You have to fight back. Because that's what makes this build interesting. It's not just, people play that warrior build that's just a CC chain and locks down people completely, right?
Mm-hmm.
And nobody likes that because, it's no fun to be completely locked down unless you have stability or stun breaks. But this one, it's all about timing, because you don't want to completely lock them out. You want to give them just that hope, that feeling that they could actually press a skill, and then as soon as they press that skill, they get hit by another distracting.
Oh my
throw,
god!
So they get interrupted.
You're talking about quarter knocking from Guild Wars 1, where you knock someone down and wait for them to stand up before queuing your next interrupt, and because they usually queue something while they're on the floor, you could interrupt even a spell that would only take quarter of a second to cast. It was like really, really cool.
Exactly.
All right, okay. So I'm going to try and kill you with all my might, all right?
Okay, all right.
Ready? Okay,
go ahead.
I'm going to be really annoying. Oh, you got it. Oh, no, I thieves guild. Oh, I'm just going to try and heal. Okay, I died very quickly, Boots. Very quickly.
You seem pretty squishy.
No. Yeah, well, no, this is my strongest world versus world roaming build.
Okay, so
I'm gonna follow along on my end, by the way, and assign the traits as you talk about them.
Okay, so first of all, we are going to be a daredevil.
Okay, daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that unlocked in this character. Oh, I do.
And your trait lines are deadly arts, trickery, daredevilry.
Okay.
And so your traits are, for the first one, let's go with deadly arts first. I go with mug.
Very nice.
For your first one. And then I have
Love mug.
Even the odds for some more vulnerability and might. Sometimes I like panic strike just because immobilize is on there when they hit 50% health threshold. And that's good to make sure that they have some more movement impairment on them for the
Yeah, I
distracting
love
throw.
Panic Strike. Panic Strike's one of my favorite traits in the game.
Yeah, so it's honestly a good pick.
But even the odds up at 10 vulnerability, that's quite a lot.
Yeah,
of
I
fun.
know it is a lot, and you are using your steel quite often. And then finally, you've got improvisation as your grandmaster here.
You can use stone skills twice, and when you steal, you reduce the cooldown of your utilities, which I'm guessing might have more days for you on there, so more initiative.
Yeah, yeah.
It might be a good idea, actually. Can we talk about your utilities now? Because mine are all just flashing empty, waiting for assignments.
Sure. Okay, so I use Shadow Step because it's very useful, obviously.
Oh, okay.
And then I've been using Impairing Daggers for that immobilize and some extra poison.
Lovely. Not distracting daggers, I notice. Interesting.
And then Distracting Daggers.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the heal, just real quick? Does that have any synergy for you?
Not really. I've just been doing Channeled Vigor for extra endurance.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Now, Impairing Daggers is replaceable. I've been toying with using like Bandit's Defects with the Reflexive Strike because it's a nice new another stun break, and this uses a lot of projectiles. So if people have projectile hate in their kit, it's very difficult to make this build work. So
Bandit's Defense, it's not. I mean, it's one of the best skills in the game, in my opinion. Like, look at how many things it does. It's a stun break. It's blocks. It's a CC. I mean, that's 3 insanely powerful effects all on the same button.
Yeah,
so
it is a good backup instead of the Impairing Daggers. And then Distracting Daggers. Yeah, so Distracting Daggers is a daze. It's a quarter-second daze. You got 3 charges of it. And then if you interrupt them, which is what you're trying to do with this build the entire time, all you're trying to do is interrupt all the time instead of locking them down, you get initiative back when you do that.
I see, yeah. 2 initiative back.
2 initiative back. And a temporary damage increase, but that's not that important. And then finally, I use the Impact Strike. Same reason as why I would use the Bandit's Defense Reflexive Strike thing, is it's good for 2 different CCs at close range. And also it's a finisher when you're going around roaming.
Yeah, that skill's just insanely fun. I love how fun that skill is.
Yeah,
amazing.
I use it a lot. And then we've already talked about Distracting Throw. That's the important thing. It's 1 second long days for 3 initiative, and it's a ranged attack.
Now, I know we're going all over the place here, and we were looking at traits. Can I just ask, are you on like days increasing gear in any way? Like,
so
do Mesmer runes relic do that? Is that? Oh no, you're on a Janthea relic.
I am on a Janthea relic. Yes. So here's the thing. There are runes. There are the Mesmer runes increase days by 33%.
And that's still true, is it? Even after the rework? Because I got a little. Oh, it is still true. Nice.
It is still true. So I am running Mesmer runes right now. It gives you a little bit more cushion for being able to wait on your impairing dagger, on your distracting throws a little bit longer. So yeah, you just have to. It's a different timing than when you're not using. 1 second is still a long time, and you could definitely every time throw another spear and still hit after that 1 second, but a second and 0.33 is even easier. So it's yeah. Now
I love that.
Instead of the Mesmer runes, sometimes I use Tempest runes for extra condition duration, which works well with the pressure striking. You put up a lot of torment on them with actually we'll go right now into trickery.
Okay.
So in Trickery, we've got Thrill of the Crime. When you steal, you gain Might, Swiftness, and Fury. And then you've got Pressure Striking. Whenever you interrupt, your foes are inflicted with Torment. And it's quite a bit of Torment. It's 2 stacks of Torment for 12 seconds. So that's a good amount of damage. Now, and then finally, Sleight of Hand. Stealing also dazes the target for 1 second. And it reduces the recharge of steel. So your steel recharge is at 17 seconds baseline now. And then finally, in Daredevil, we've got Escapist Fortitude. So when you evade an attack, you gain some life and get some condition removed. That's important because there's a lot of conditions floating around in the game. And then you got Pulmonary Impact on your master traits. And Pulmonary Impact recharges your steel and inflicts a pulmonary impact when you interrupt an enemy.
So that's really cool. So you can basically steal back to back because steal itself is a daze from sleight
Yep.
of hand.
Yeah, so when you
then it will
steal,
come
and
back.
if you interrupt with your steal is now baseline around 12 seconds, 12 to 13 seconds. Or sorry, 14 seconds. And then finally Lotus Training, because Lotus Training also has cripple on it. So if you're dodging people's attacks in between doing your attacks, you're also crippling them. So that just leads back into your distracting throw.
Yeah.
And that's basically it. Oh, but there's adept.
Well, you
trait,
didn't tell
not
me your
adept.
stats. What's your stats? Oh, sorry, no. Yeah, the minor traits.
Yeah, so there's minor traits that also help this, obviously. Endurance Thief. Gain endurance when you successfully steal from an enemy. That's your Grandmaster, whatever it's
Minor.
called. So that's 25 endurance every time you steal from your enemy. And your steals, essentially, if you're doing this build properly, could be coming every, like, 5 seconds. And
Which is a
then,
lot.
Which is a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then, yeah, obviously you get more damage whenever you're using initiative, and you're doing that a lot with your trickery. Whenever you steal, you gain initiative as well. That's another minor in trickery.
Wow.
And then increase strike damage, blah 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 blah. The rest of this isn't that important. Just more conditions on them when you're doing your stuff. But yeah, you wanted to look at equipment.
Well, what stats are you running with this?
So in World versus World, I started off just trying out Trailblazer to get used to the build, because well, actually, let's talk about the relic first,
Okay.
because we already talked about the rune.
Oh,
The relic
this is
next
the
thing.
thing I'm really excited about. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, the relic is Relic of Agony.
Agony. Enemies you interrupt are inflicted with agony of the choir. Now
That's
that's
right.
kind of like a spectral agony adjacent dot, isn't it?
It is. So every time you interrupt them, it's basically pulmonary impact. It's basically the same thing as pulmonary impact, but instead of pulmonary impact deals some damage after 3 seconds after interrupting, this one is kind of like
A drain.
A drain, a non-conditioned condition. Every second it does 1/3 of the damage listed on the tooltip.
That's very cool.
Yeah, and
Hold on though, wait, I got a question. What do you mean the tooltip? My tooltip doesn't have any numbers on it.
Mine does because I have it equipped.
Oh, I see. Okay, right, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so now the weird thing is, okay, so then I started changing my gear once I got more comfortable with this to add a lot more power into it. So right now I only have my armor as Trailblazer still, so I still have a good amount of toughness and vitality, but only my armor's Trailblazer, and now my everything else is Vipers.
Right, okay. Wow.
And
I thought you seemed very aggressive before. And
Yeah,
lots
exactly.
of Vipers.
And you got a lot of dodges, you got a lot of ways to get around, and honestly, in a lot of cases, offense is the best defense. If you're shutting them down properly, they're not going to be doing any damage to you, so you don't have to worry too much about that. And so, my sigils on my spear also help into this. There are 2 interrupt sigils. Sigil of Ruthlessness, which has a 3-second cooldown, so you're not going to get it every time, but you get 5 stacks of might whenever you interrupt a foe. So you usually get, you sustain about 10 stacks of might because of that. And then
And that's on top of all the might you're getting from stealing and even the odds and everything. So
Exactly.
you should have pretty good might. Yeah.
Yeah, and then finally Sigil of Draining, which is just insanely good. There is no
Yeah.
internal cooldown on it. It's you steal life when interrupting an enemy. It's about 1,000 life that you steal.
Yeah, it's huge. It's really good. Yeah, I love that sigil so much.
Yeah,
That's very cool.
It's fantastic. So essentially, because of your traits and because of your gear, whenever you steal, and this is not when, because you're also dealing a lot of vulnerability from your spear attacks and from your steals, and you're getting that might. So whenever you steal with that might and that vulnerability on people, you're dealing about 1,000 something from draining, about 3,000 from that torment, another 1,000 something from your Relic of Agony, and another like 600 from your Pulmonary Impact. So it's like just one interrupt ends up being like 4,000 damage or more, 5,000 damage.
And the swing in terms of your health going up and theirs going down, it's a huge amount of
It's
difference.
huge. It's huge. And although the Torment is cleansable, right? The Agony of the Choir from the Relic of Agony and the Pulmonary Impact and the Sigil of Draining are not avoidable. So it's pretty good. And
can I ask, what stat does the Agony of the Choir scale on? Do you know?
that's
Is it power
the
or
issue.
Condi?
So Agony of the Choir scales off of condition damage, and
Right.
Pulmonary Impact scales off of power. So they're that's why you have to kind of put in both. That's why I started running Vipers instead of all Trailblazer.
I might be wrong about this, and in-game doesn't list this stuff, but isn't it true that Pulmonary Impact just has a really high base and barely any scaling anyway, so you don't really have to worry about it? Am I wrong about that?
I think you might be wrong because
Oh, yeah, on Wiki it says the multiplier is 3.8, which is pretty big, so yeah. Ignore me. Yeah, that is good.
yeah, but I think it's very nerfed inside of World versus World in PvP, but yeah, it still scales.
Right, okay.
So yeah, that's it. This is the most annoying build I've come up with in a long time for people.
Okay, are people watching montage footage as we're talking about
Yes,
this?
everybody's looking at montage footage of just interrupts popping up above people's heads over and over again.
Very nice.
Now here's some
including me.
downsides. Here's some downsides
Well,
about this build.
yeah.
Before you go into it,
Okay.
there are limitations to this build. I could say that this build works 100% of the time, 80% of the time. It's 100% working.
Is that 20% when they have stability?
No, because
What?
there's only so much stability someone can have, right? Like there's utility skills that give stability. There's some traits that give stability. You could wait out the ones that have like 10 stacks of stability or 5 stacks of stability, but if they're only getting like 1 or 2 stacks of stability, you just distracting throw them off because you're spamming your distracting throw. It's not an issue. Stability generally is not an issue for this build at all,
Right.
unless of course they're like continuously pumping out stability all the time.
Well, because I was going to ask, in your traits, why not take Bountiful Theft so you can steal their boons?
Well, because of extra
Instead of
damage
Pressure
from
Strike.
the pressure strike.
Yeah, but it's not PvE. These tools are really useful.
And
you know,
so is the
Bountiful
damage
Theft's
on that.
amazing.
I mean, it is good. It is good. But when you think about it, no, you're right. Bountiful Theft is a good idea. You're right.
Well, because sorry. So what are some other downsides? Before
the
I
other
go into a
downside
spiel?
is you have to be pretty good, or your opponents have to be really bad if you're fighting more than one person.
Ah, that sucks. That's a shame.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got a bit of movement to escape with Shadow Step. I
Yeah.
always find that with roaming builds, you know, like, it's great to have a 1v1 build, but I also want escapability, because when you are outnumbered, if you can't take it, it's really annoying to not be able to get out of those moments.
Exactly. No, you can. So you just when you see an outnumbered situation, you just switch to your short bow and get out, or use your shadow step and get out. But there's no stealth on this build, which I enjoy because I don't like stealth and I like being as visible as possible.
Right, okay. Is that you think the build is toxic, so you're not putting hiding shadows on the hill? Just so
exactly. If I'm fighting another thief, you know, being the person who doesn't have stealth while they have stealth is a huge downside, but that's great because you do have steal, which gives you blinding tough when it's a thief. So that puts you back on equal footing. So you use thief you'll use stealth if you're against other thieves, and you'll still win.
See, I don't know. What? They can't just camp you a little bit, hit you hard,
No.
disappear again.
No. I don't think I've lost
Blind
against a thief
you.
so far. I literally don't think I've lost against a thief
No
so far.
way!
Seriously.
Wow, that's very impressive.
But the things I have lost against are, I've lost against one really good Harbinger because they had way too much stability when they went into Harbinger Shroud, and just they just hit you with a little bit of condition damage when you're not expecting it, and you're kind of dead.
That roaming harbinger build is so strong. A death magic one is really really cool. Very powerful.
I've killed a few harbingers. I have killed a few harbingers, but there's some that I couldn't get a handle on being able to get over it. Also, things that have killed me are, spike builds if you're not expecting it from, like, if someone's coming from the side or something and you're not ready for it. Sometimes they can kill you, but more importantly, there's a few mesmers that give me trouble because they have so many reflects. And
targets as well, just in general. So like you can lock down one target, but when there's a bunch of infinite horizons going on and stuff, it's nasty. Pet builds can be dealt with pretty easily, but they give you a little bit more trouble than solo people because if you're locking down the main person, but maybe the mech is still attacking you from the side. Or definitely Mesmer is the issue because they have the reflex, and then they give you let's say they give you 5 stacks of confusion. Spamming distracting shot is not a great idea if you got 5 stacks of confusion on you. Yeah. And then they have the clones that distract you and they're doing stuff to you while you're still attacking the guy. So those are the 20% of things that this can never really do a good job against while still beating. Can I ask you a question as well? Do you often use Spear 5 for the block and the heal, or do you just ignore
that? If I'm not locking them down properly, then yes, I'll use Spear 5.
So it is handy. So you're ignoring the first 3. You have 2 weapon skills.
You're completely ignoring the first 3. I mean, obviously your skill 1 is on auto attack. So if you're close to them and you're still locking them down with distracting throw, you'll be hitting them with the barbed spear, your auto attack in between your distracting throws. But you're completely ignoring the entire reason the spear was invented.
I really love the idea of using Agony of the Choir because so many of these new relics are coming in, and I'm like, would I use it? And now you've actually built something out of one of them, which I think is amazing. It's really cool.
I've taken this into PvP, so it's not quite as good in PvP because you still have Agony of the Choir, you still have Pulmonary Impact, but you don't have the Sigil of Draining anymore, and that is quite a good thing to have. So it's not quite as powerful, but I mean, that little dueling ground that you have in the PvP area?
Yeah, the rumble pit, yeah.
I mean, it was taking on a lot of those people pretty easily.
That's good.
And then I played a game just unranked because I didn't want to, make people unhappy. And in unranked, it did very well as well. It even in team fights, as long as you're not in the middle of the fray, locking down one person while other people are helping out is easy. And then on 1-on-1 fights, it does pretty well on points.
Yeah, that's all right then. I think there's nothing wrong with taking it into unranked either. I feel like there are a lot of builds like this that can do well, and that is a place where you can have a bit more fun, Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so that is the first build.
All right. Okay. So what do we do now? Do I do a why it's bad section? I think you have to do a
why it's bad section, yeah. But I don't want you to.
The first thing I was going to say though is actually you're really close. I don't really PvP at all. I haven't done it for 2 years now, but this feels very close to what people ran, like in terms of the trait setups and stuff, like running Mug, and and having improvisation and having sleight of hand, and if you did swap to bountiful theft, this is very 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 close
to the old school stuff. Yeah,
to very strong thief builds,
like sword dagger builds all back in the day.
So when I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, well, just run the really good one. Like when we look at the Daredevil Grandmaster. Right, you're picking Lotus training, but Unhindered Combatant is so good.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean run the really good one? This is the really good one. Distracting throw in the spear brings us all together. All you gotta do is stand away.
And exactly, that's the other side of it. It's like, you could have a whole weapon set, but we're opting to... Yeah. But I mean, look, for World vs. World, I do acknowledge that the Sigil of Draining is amazing. I always get that on a build if I can. But I don't know. I feel like projectile deflects, a little bit of stab, a little bit of blind.
No,
these things. You don't get through any of these things.
A little bit of stab doesn't do shit. You need a lot of stab.
No. I think you need. I think a bit of stab to lock you down, hit you a few times, and you're toast. I really do feel that way.
No, you just dodge. You forgot that you have dodges.
Yeah, but that's true for them too. That's true for them too.
No, what? Because you could just keep on going like this. Just go like this.
Yeah, you're backpedaling. They can run in. They can use teleports. They can use things to get to you.
So then you get to me, and then what do? I go like that.
Look, but here's the thing, right? You've played the build, and you know for a fact you can 1v1 the average fare of player out there in World versus World on it, and it's something different and something they're not expecting. I can't take that away from you.
Thank you.
I just think I think when you get to a certain caliber of player, and I know what it's like World versus World roaming as well. When you have a good roaming build, you do kill like almost everyone until finally it's like, oh, here's another sweaty player, right? And then it's on at that point, you know.
Yeah, but it's important to know.
So, but the point is, you can have fun on it in World versus World, you know.
You can have fun on it. It's all about timing. You don't want to lock them down. You just want to make them have that little bit of hope, so you distract them each time.
And I love that. I love that you're pacing the interrupts. I love that it's Relic of Agony, so I don't want to be too much of a Debbie Downer about it, you know.
Well,
it's cool.
It's a cool idea. It is cool. It does work. And as you know, I'm not a very good player. So if I'm able to do stuff with this, that means...
Yeah, that's a good point as well. If there's, I don't know whether that's a good assessment of yourself. You're a pretty good player, but I think the idea that it is just a couple of buttons, it has a lower bar for this build, you know, like, because all you got to do is think about how the distracting throw works. And, you know, it's that kind of measured, watching what they're doing sort of play style that I also think is kind of fun. I don't know. I would change the attributes. I think it sounds like it's too aggressive stat line.
You want to be tankier?
Yeah, and I wouldn't have impairing daggers personally. I'd have some kind of extra evade or gap close or whatever.
Important.
No. That's distracting daggers.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Impairing
daggers. Yeah, fair enough. I'm happy to. I mean, it is a lot.
I would have Dagger Storm. Yeah, I wouldn't run the Daredevil Elite. I would run Dagger Storm personally. You know, I'd just get more QOL on there, basically.
Quality of life is not my jam.
But these are tweaks. These are only tweaks. So overall, I love the idea of it. And I want to watch the montage. I can't wait to watch the video.
It's actually pretty funny. It is. So I in the montage, I have been able to take down multiple times, like 2-on-1s, not too hard. But every once in a while, I'll take down a 2-on-1 and then look at the footage again, and then I notice that they're just like, you know, something Raider instead of Gold Raider or Bronze Raider.
Right, okay.
And then it's like, oh, okay, that's why I was able to take on two at the same time, because they just entered World vs. World for the first time yesterday.
Yeah, and they're just playing with their friends, and they're annoyed at you for picking them off.
Yeah. But no, I've definitely killed a lot of experienced players with this build, but yeah, 2-on-1 is tough. Reflects are tough. Stability is only tough if they're doing nothing but stability. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, all right. I want to see this next one. Are we doing it in a single video, or are we doing it in 2 videos?
It's been there's a lot we're gonna cut probably, so let's do it in 1 video because we talked about it already. Let's do it in 1 video. The next one is
but yeah, you could have it as a hook. You could have it as a hook for, you know, subscribe. Keep an eye out next week. There's another video coming, you know?
I mean...
No? Okay.
Yeah, fine. Let's do that. Keep an eye out next week. There's another video coming to this channel. Okay, wait. I just remembered. We have to have the outro music. So it's going do, 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 do. And I'm going, thanks, WP, for reviewing this build. And telling me why it's bad. And here we are having another build video soon, but not in this video. Bye-bye.
Oh, God. Bye-bye. Sorry, bye-bye. Oh.
That was perfect, right?